So let's start by adding a new folder. I'm gonna call it sniper scope. Then I'm gonna create a folder for art, and it's gonna be material and mesh and texture. So in texture, I'm gonna import sniper scope texture I did, or I didn't do it, but like I got it from Google, and I'm also gonna put it in the description so you can get it yourself if you don't have one already. And then I'm gonna import a mesh I created a while ago, and I'm gonna import without collision and stuff since I don't need that. Looks like this. And you also want to make sure that your UVs for the scope is correct, and also make sure that your glass thing or where you look through is having its own material, because else this is not gonna work unless you have like UV correct and you have a mask for it. But yeah, and then let's start by doing the material. I'm gonna name it m_sniper scope, and I am going to select translucent because we want fraction. And lightning mode, we want a surface translucency volume. This one to have refraction. We want to start by adding an alpha. Then we want to do a constant. Like and so that and then we want when because it's gonna distance blend, like the further you are, then you don't see the scope. So we want to have a what's called vector parameter or this looks good. I'm going to add, and on here we are going to use a parameter texture sample parameter 3, since this is going to be a render. We want it to be a render so we can control it from runtime. And the b is going to be a multiply, and we want the b to be a constant of 5, like this. You can also ignore this texture because it's going to get changed either way, unless you want to apply something else yourself. But I'm just using this for now. And a is going to be subtract, and we want to do a texture, and this is going to be our side texture, and connect the alpha to the b, and we want to go to our texture and scope and add here. So we're gonna do a clamp, and we want to do a power here, and this is our blend strength. I'm gonna do a constant of 4. Yeah, make sure it's clamping from 0 to 1, which is default. And we want to do a divide. Distance it's gonna be a constant value of 20. You can make this I don't do that now. And on here we're going to create a distance node, and a is going to be word position, and B is going to be camera position. And now we're going to the metallic in the roughness. So we want another lerp, and A is going to be 0 and 1. B. Okay, just gonna make it like a bit colder and not take up as much space, so it's easier to read. Then we're gonna duplicate this for the roughness. However, for the roughness, I want to have 0.8 on here and 0.2 on the B1, like that. And that should be our material. Let's save this and let's preview it too. Let's go to our material and apply it to our site. Yep, as you can see, it's working perfectly. So now we want to create a blueprint for our sniper scope. And it's going to be the class actor. And I'm gonna name BP underscore sniper scope. And we don't need this root here, so I'm just gonna do we want to add a static mesh for our sniper scope. I'm just gonna name it mesh and make it be the root. Then the mesh is going to be our sniper scope, like this. As you can see, it's working here too. And we want to add a random scene capture component 2D, and I'm gonna name this capture components. And I'm gonna make it a lower scale so it's a bit easier to rotate and position correctly. And I'm going to move it to a better location on here. This here should be fine, I guess. Yeah, why not? Compile save. Then in the construction script, I'm gonna create a new function, and it's gonna be called initialize. Just in case you want to call it somewhere else, like if you don't want it to be in construction script, just so you can call it wherever you want. So I'm going to do a is valid, and I'm gonna get their capture component, and I'm gonna do picture target, because we don't want to create a new one if we already have one for the scope, because then it's gonna not be so good. And then we want to do hide actor components for capture component, and the in actor is going to be self, so we hide the sniper scope from the sniper scope. Kinda doesn't make sense saying it like that, but just so it doesn't record the mesh. And then we want to do set FOV on this one. No, feed. Yeah, set field of view. And we're gonna promote this to a variable and name it FOV. And I'm gonna make it instance editable. I'm gonna put the default fog to 20 because I think that's a good start value. And then I'm gonna do create render target 2D. The resolution I'm gonna create is 512 by 512. And we don't need to check anything else. Then we want to get this one again. And then we are going to set texture target. Texture target is going to be the render target we just created. And then we want to get our mesh, and we want to create dynamic material instance. And element for me is going to be 1. You can see that by going to the mesh. And as you can see, I have my sniper scope on the element 1. And I'm gonna put the source material to sniper scope. And then I'm gonna do set texture parameter value. And we called it render, I think, at least. Let's see. Here, the value is going to be texture target, like that. And then let's go to construction script and drag this one in. And then let's see if it's working. I don't know why it wouldn't. As you can see, working perfectly. Then we can also adjust the field of view, as you can see. Zooming in and out. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know. And have an awesome day.